So till yesterday, how many verses we covered?
Prabhuji, today is 31, 31st.
31st.
30 तक हो गए।
प्रभु जी 30 है। तो पहले तो सिर्फ श्लोका किया था और
प्रभु जी ने डिस्कस भी किया था। चलो कोई बात नहीं।
30th. Text number 30. प्रकृतैव च कर्माणि क्रियमाणानि सर्वशः यः पश्यति तथात्मानं अकृतारं स पश्यति. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Avicharnaravind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. One who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. तो इसमें हमने क्या समझाया था आपको?
जी इसमें कहा था कि बॉडी परफॉर्मर है।
हाँ, बॉडी मीन्स
द एक्टिविटीज ऑफ अ क्षेत्र।
हाँ, बॉडी मीन्स
फील्ड
बॉडी मीन्स मटेरियल नेचर
क्रिएटेड बाय मटेरियल।
This nature is body only. This material nature is body only.
प्रभु जी ये सेल्फ डज नथिंग। सेल्फ व्हाट
That
इज
means
सेल्फ?
the Atma. Atma is the self. The living entity is the self. We are not doing anything. Prakriti is doing everything. So the nature of the constitution of the nature as well as the body is the same. So what is the feature of this world and the body?
Temporary.
Okay. And
Subject to and of misery, full of misery.
in Sanskrit, what we say?
In Sanskrit, we say.
What we say in Sanskrit? In Sanskrit, we say it Dukhalyam Ashashvatam. Dukhalyam means miserable place. Ashashvatam means temporary place. This body is also temporary, miserable, as well as this world is also temporary and miserable. So the both have same nature. That's why this body is nature only. No? Body is a performer and self is not doing anything. Self is only desiring. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This body is made by material nature under the direction of the super soul. And whatever activities are going on in respect to one's body are not his doing. Whatever one is supposed to do, either for happiness or for distress, one is forced to do because of the bodily constitution. So this body is made by the nature under the direction of Paramatma. And whatever activities are going on in respect to the body are not his doing, it is nature is doing. The doer is the nature, not the body, not the Atma. Body is the doer. So whatever we are doing for the happiness, distress, one is forced to do because of the bodily constitution. Body इस तरह की बनी हुई है कि हमें ये कार्य ऐसे करना ही है, अपने सुख दुख के लिए ऐसे कार्य करना ही है ना? One has to work to maintain the body and soul together. One has to work. One has to do his work. So that the self, however, is outside all these bodily activities. This body is given according to one's past desires. To fulfill desires, one is given the body, with which he acts accordingly. जो आत्मा है वो शारीरिक अवस्था से परे है। जो शरीर हमें अपने पुराने कर्मों के हिसाब से ये शरीर मिला है, और जो इच्छाएं हैं, भौतिक इच्छाएं जो हमें हमारी हैं, उसको पूरा करने के लिए शरीर दिया गया है, और उसी तरह ये कार्यक्रम हो रहा है. Practically speaking, the body is a machine designed by the Supreme Lord to fulfill desires. Because of desires, one is put into difficult circumstances to suffer or to enjoy. This transcendental vision of the living entity, when developed, makes one separate from bodily activities. One who has such a vision is an actual seer. तो इच्छाओं की वजह से हमें ये शरीर मिलता है और अलग अलग कष्टों से उसको गुजरना पड़ता है, सुख में कभी दुख में। तो ये जो विजन है ट्रांसेंडेंटल नेचर का, आत्मा का, ये जो डेवलप हो जाता है तो ये बॉडीली एक्टिविटी से परे हो जाता है ना? So we have to know that I am not this body, I am a Atma which is inside the body. This vision has to be developed from within. If you have this kind of vision, then you are an actual seer. That you are different from this physical existence, physical appearance, from this 8 elements, from this Mahatattva, Pradhana. You are different from this matter, nature. Then you are an actual seer. So we have to actually see. We should not see only.
प्रभु जी actually here means drashta sakshi हो जाते हैं.
Here means you should see that there is a difference between the Atma and the Sharir.
हाँ
That's
जी.
the actual seer. लोग क्या कहते हैं? Eat, drink and be merry. Who has seen the next life? They are thinking this body is all in all. They are having very narrow understanding. They are ignorant people. कि अपना लाइफ को एंजॉय करो, ऐश करो और जो मर्जी करो, है ना? उनको आत्मा का कोई ज्ञान ही नहीं है. So they are not actual seer. They are ignorant people. Actual seer is sees that there is a soul, there is a super soul, and body is there. So he has a knowledge about these things. He has such a vision is there. He is the actual seer. The transcendental vision of the living entity. I am transcendental in the nature. I am spiritual in the nature. So this vision we have to develop, divine vision. So that is actual seer. We'll go to 31 verse. यदा भूत पृथग्भावम् एकस्थम् अनुपश्यति तत एव च विस्तारं ब्रह्म संपद्यते तदा. When a sensible man ceases to see different identities which are due to different material bodies, he attains to the Brahman conception. Thus he sees that the beings are expanded everywhere. जब कोई बुद्धिमान व्यक्ति जो है वो सारे लोगों को ऐसे फिजिकली देखना जब बंद कर देता है, which are due to the different kind of material bodies, वो जब शरीरों को देखना बंद कर देता है और जो सिर्फ आत्मा को देख रहा है, is not seeing the external, that is a woman, is a man, is a Hindu, is like that, is just stop seeing all these bodily identifications which are due to the different bodies, then he attains to the Brahman conception. Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma na sochti na kankshati. तो ब्रह्म भूता जो स्टेज है, that is on the Brahman stage, on the spiritual stage. Thus he sees that beings are expanded everywhere. We are everywhere. How many beings are there?
Eight million 400,000 species.
Yes. Just hold. I'll.
प्रभु जी 84 लाख
करोड़ है.
84 लाख
आवाज
ये-
नहीं आ रही मुझे.
प्रभु जी 84 लाख लैक्स
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabha Ranjan Mataji.
Prabhuji,
8,400,000
lakh,
kind of species are there. 84
84
lakh
lakh,
kind of
84 lakh,
species are
84
there.
lakhs.
So these many kind of beings are there. They are expanded everywhere. When one can see that the various bodies of the living entities arise to the different desires of the individual soul and do not actually belong to the soul itself, one actually sees जो हमारे जो शरीर हमको धारण करने पड़ रहे हैं, ये किस लिए? हमारी भौतिक इच्छाओं के कारण. We have a lot of desires are there. That's why we have to change our body after body after body after body, because our desires are all materialistic desires. When we dovetail, we change, we purify our desires to Krishna's desires, spiritual desires, then no more you have to change any body. You'll have a spiritual body. That is a real body. So this is all only because of the desire you are changing the body. These desires are not of the soul. These are desires of the body. They are not actually belong to the soul itself. At that time, you are actually seeing. You are becoming actual seer. No, you should actually see the things. In the material conception of life, we find someone a demigod, someone a human being, a dog, cat, etc. This is material vision, not actual vision. This material differentiation is due to a material conception of life. After the destruction of the material body, the spirit soul is one. तो उसमें ऐसे देखते हैं, कुत्ता है, बिल्ली है, वो देवी देवता है, मनुष्य है, ना वो हम सिर्फ शारीरिक अवस्था में देखते हैं, भौतिक अवस्था में देखते हैं, मटेरियल विजन हो जाता है हमारा. तो ये सारा हमारा मटेरियल डिफरेंशिएशन जो है मटेरियल कॉन्सेप्शन से है. ये कॉन्सेप्शन को हमें चेंज करना है, इसको हमें स्पिरिचुअल कॉन्सेप्शन में लेकर आना है. दैट इज अ गोल, दैट इज अ टारगेट. The spirit soul, due to contact with the material nature, get different types of bodies. When one can see this, he attains spiritual vision, thus being freed from the differentiations like man, animal, big, low, etc. One becomes beautified in his consciousness and able to develop Krishna consciousness in his spiritual identity. How he then sees things will be explained in the next verse. तो प्रकृति के कच्छ में आकर अलग अलग शरीर मिलते हैं, और जब उसको आध्यात्मिक विजन मिलता है तो सारे ये डिफरेंशिएशन से, वो आदमी है, वो पशु है, वो छोटा है, बड़ा है, ये सारी चीजों से उठ जाता है और उसकी जो भावना है बहुत सुंदर बन जाती है. वो कृष्ण भावना हो जाती है, आध्यात्मिक भावना हो जाती है. तो ये कैसे होता है, कैसे चलता है, कैसे वो भावना चेंज होती है, वो इस 32 वर्स में बताया जा रहा है. 32. अनादित्वान् निर्गुणत्वात् परमात्मयम् अव्ययः शरीरस्थोऽपि कौन्तेय न करोति न लिप्यते. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Those with the vision of eternity can see that the soul is transcendental, eternal, and beyond the modes of nature. Despite contact with the material body, O Arjuna, the soul neither does anything nor is entangled. तो हमें ये सनातन वाले विजन से देखना है. We should have a Sanatan vision. We should not have any narrow vision. We are eternal, we are permanent in nature. With that vision, you should see that soul is eternal, Sanatan, Divya, transcendental, and it is above the modes. It has nothing to do with the modes. Despite you are in the body, the soul neither does anything nor is entangled. शरीर में होते हुए भी हम कोई कार्य नहीं कर रहे हैं और फंसे हुए नहीं हैं. तो ऐसा विजन आ जाएगा, डिवाइन विजन आ जाएगा, जब ट्रांसेंडेंटल विजन आ जाएगा तो हम फंसेंगे नहीं और कोई कार्य भी नहीं करेंगे, परे रहेंगे इन सारी चीजों से. उसको जीवन मुक्त स्टेज बोलते हैं. रहते रहते ही लिबरेशन मिल गया. So devotees are on that vision, on that stage. They are not entangled like the materialistic people. although they are in the world, but they are out of the world. A living entity appears to be born because of the birth of the material body, but actually the living entity is eternal. He is not born, and in spite of his being situated in a material body, he is transcendental and eternal. तो ऐसा लगता है कि हमारा जन्म हो गया, बट जन्म तो होता ही नहीं है, न जायते न म्रियते कदाचित, इट्स बिगिनिंगलेस, एंडलेस. सो वी आर नेवर बॉर्न, विल नेवर डाई. तो जब शरीर का बर्थ होता है ऐसा लगता है हमारा बर्थडे आ गया, बट विल नेवर टेक बर्थ because we are eternal in nature. It's not born. In spite we are in the material body, we are never born. We are Divya, we are Sanatan. This is the nature. This is our real nature. Thus he cannot be destroyed. By nature he is full of bliss. He does not engage himself in any material activities. Therefore the activities performed due to his contact with material bodies do not entangle him. हमारा तो कभी डिस्ट्रैक्शन होगा ही नहीं, हम तो आनंदित हैं और हम कभी भौतिक एक्टिविटीज में लगते नहीं हैं. इसलिए जो शारीरिक एक्टिविटीज हो रही हैं, आत्मा के साथ जो शारीरिक एक्टिविटीज हो रही हैं, वो उसको बांधती नहीं है, क्योंकि उसको पता ही है मैं अलग हूं इससे. आई एम नॉट दिस, आई एम डिफरेंट फ्रॉम दिस. ही नोज दिस थिंग, so that these activities will not entangle the person. This is called actual seer, original vision, divine vision. Text number 33. यथा सर्वगतं सौक्ष्म्याद् आकाशं नोपलिप्यते सर्वत्रावस्थितो देहे तथात्मा नोपलिप्यते. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. The sky, due to its subtle nature, does not mix with anything, although it is all-pervading. Similarly, the soul situated in a Brahman vision does not mix with the body, though situated in that body. तो जो आकाश है, उसका जो सूक्ष्म नेचर है, वो किसी के साथ मिक्स नहीं होता, बट वो सब जगह पे है, सर्वत्र है, ऑल परवेडिंग है. उस तरह जो आत्मा है, जो ब्रह्मन है, वो शरीर के साथ कभी मिक्स नहीं होती है. ऑल्दो शरीर में रहती है और शरीर के साथ मिक्स नहीं होती, बिकॉज दिस स्पिरिचुअल मटेरियल थिंग्स कैन नॉट मिक्स विद ईच अदर. Oil and water cannot mix with each other. Although the oil you put in the water, it will not mix because the nature is different. Similarly, the soul and the body natures are totally different. Materialistic, spiritual, they can never will mix with each other. It is always different. The air enters into water, mud, stool, and whatever else is there. Still, it does not mix with anything. Similarly, the living entity, even though situated in varieties of bodies, is aloof from them due to his subtle nature. तो जैसे हवा सब जगहों में है ना, सारे पानी में, मड में, सब जगह पे है, और वो उससे मिक्स नहीं होती. उस तरह जो जीवात्मा, जो आत्मा है, वो सारे शरीरों में है और उससे भरे रहती है, सूक्ष्म है, सटल नेचर है. Therefore, it is impossible to see with the material eyes how the living entity is in contact with this body and how is out of it after the destruction of the body. No one in science can ascertain this. भौतिक आंखों से नहीं देख सकते हैं जीवात्मा को. जीवात्मा का साइज कितना है? I will ask only that person should answer. अंजलि जी, आप बताइए, what is the size of the जीवात्मा? What is the size of the जीवात्मा?
अनु, हरे कृष्णा.
हाँ, अनुपमा जी आप बोलेंगे.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी. अनु बोलते हैं ना, अनु साइज.
उसका साइज मेंशन है भगवत गीता में कितना?
प्रभु, हेयर टिप का 1/10,000.
मंजूरी जी ने बता दिया. अगर हम टिप ऑफ द हेयर ले लें, अपने जो बाल हैं उसका टिप ले लें, और उसको टिप को अगर हम 100 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करें, और जो 100th पार्ट है 1/100th ऑफ दैट पार्ट, उसको दोबारा हम 100 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करें, तो वो जो पार्ट होगा दैट इज द साइज ऑफ द सोल। तो वो जो है वो सटल है, इट इज इनकंसीवेबल बोलते हैं उसको, वो इनकंसीवेबल है। So that's why it is impossible to see with the material eyes how the living entity is in contact with this body and how he is out of it after the destruction of the body. Material, no one in the science can ascertain this. Material scientists देख रहे हैं क्या हो गया, एकदम कैसे मर गया आदमी, क्या हो गया, कैसे चले गया, because they don't have the knowledge about the soul. They are doing just experiments with their mundane knowledge. They are just doing experiments. They don't have the divine knowledge, Krishna's knowledge, Bhagavad-gita knowledge. They are ignorant. They cannot ascertain. Bhagavad-gita is telling. So it is 1/10,000 part of the tip of the hair is the size of the soul, inconceivable in the nature, and that is rotating the whole world. By the Atma, the whole world is working, and nobody knows the size of the soul. This is the irony is there, this is sadness is there. They don't have the spiritual understanding, Bhagavad Gita understanding. Text number 34. यथा प्रकाश्यति एकः कृत्स्नं लोकमिमं रविः क्षेत्रं क्षेत्री तथा कृत्स्नं प्रकाशयति भारत. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. O son of Bharata, as the sun alone illuminates all this universe, so does the living entity, one within the body, illuminate the entire body by consciousness. जैसे पूरा सूर्य पूरे ब्रह्मांड को प्रकाशित कर देता है, उसी तरह जो सोल है वो कैसे कैसे दिखती है, कैसे फील की जा सकती है. और कैन सी, जैसे कोई घर में उसका घर का मालिक है, देखते हैं उसकी गाड़ी खड़ी हुई है बाहर, तो गाड़ी खड़ी है तो मीन्स मालिक है अंदर, है ना. बॉस आया हुआ है ऑफिस में, गाड़ी खड़ी हुई है. उस तरह ये कैसे पता चलेगा आत्मा है इस शरीर में.
प्रभु जी हमारे प्राण से ही पता चलता है कि हमारे प्राण बाजू निकल गई तो आत्मा गई, हमारे प्राण नहीं है तो आत्मा है, तो आत्मा है.
प्रभु जी कॉन्शियसनेस से.
हाँ, ये कॉन्शियसनेस जो है वो सिम्टम है सोल का. ये जो लैपटॉप से जिसमें हम ये सेशन ले रहे हैं आपको, इसमें कोई कॉन्शियसनेस नहीं है, इसमें कोई आत्मा नहीं है. ये टेबल चेयर जो है, लाइटें वगैरह, इसमें कोई चेतना नहीं, कोई आत्मा नहीं. तो जहां पर आत्मा है वहां पर चेतना होएगी ही होएगी. ऐसे हो नहीं सकता कि आत्मा और चेतना नहीं है. So consciousness has to be there when the soul is there. So consciousness is a symptom of the.
Probably if the person is suffering, like they are saying in a coma stage, right? They still Atma is there within them, right?
I'm not able to understand. Can you speak slowly, loudly?
No, I'm asking a person, for example, they are in a coma stage.
Okay.
Then will Atma is present in them, or
Yes.
since they are not conscious actually?
Yes, Atma is there. Their subconscious is there. Subconsciousness
Subconsciousness will be there.
is there. Atma is there. When the Atma leaves, then consciousness also will leave. That is different situation. But these are never separable. Consciousness and the living entity, soul, are never separable. They are go hand in hand. This is a symptom. So that's why this Krishna is telling this consciousness is right now it is adulterated, it is contaminated with this worldly affairs. You purify your consciousness That is your asset. That is your property. That is your real journey. Make it on Krishna. Fix on Krishna. In that way, you are empowering the soul. You are enlightening the soul. You are cultivating your soul. That strengthening the soul is a real journey, is a real activity, is a real goal of the life. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. There are various theories regarding consciousness. Here in Bhagavad-gita, the example of the sun and the sunshine is given. As the sun is situated in one place but is illuminating the whole universe, so a small particle of spirit, although situated in the heart of this body, is illuminating the whole body by consciousness. कई तरह की थ्योरीज है, सूर्य का भी एग्जांपल दिया हुआ है. सूर्य तो पूरा अपने अपने पोजीशन पे है और उसकी जो रोशनी है वो पूरे ब्रह्मांड में है ना, पूरे ब्रह्मांड को वो प्रकाशित कर रहा है, रोशनी दे रहा है. उसी तरह ये जो आत्मा है, ये कहाँ पर स्थित है? ये वेयर इज द सोल सिटिंग?
The heart, Prabhu.
प्रभु जी हृदय में है, हमारे हृदय में है.
In the region of the heart. Soul is residing in the region of the heart. So that he is illuminating the whole body by Chetana, by consciousness, illuminating the whole body. This consciousness is a proof of the presence of the soul, as sunshine or light is a proof of the presence of the sun. जिसमें consciousness is उसमें आत्मा नहीं. अगर sunshine नहीं है तो sun ही नहीं है. Simple understanding is there. So when the soul is present in the body, there is consciousness all over the body. And as soon as the soul has passed from the body, there is no more consciousness. This can be easily understood by any intelligent man. Therefore, consciousness is not a production of the combinations of matter. तो इतना ये हमें अंडरस्टैंडिंग है. जब आत्मा चली जाती है, चेतना भी चली जाती है. कोई बुद्धिमान व्यक्ति इसको समझ सकता है. और ये आत्मा, ये जो चेतना है, ये कोई मटेरियलिस्टिक कॉम्बिनेशन नहीं है. दिस इज ए प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ द सोल, द सिम्पटम ऑफ द सोल. It is a symptom of the living entity. This consciousness of the living entity, although qualitatively one with the supreme consciousness, is not supreme, because the consciousness of one particular body does not share that of another body. But the super soul, which is situated in all the bodies as a friend of the individual soul, is conscious of all bodies. This is the omnipotent Lord, all-powerful Lord. सुहृदम सर्वभूताना भोक्ताराम यज्ञ तपसाम सर्वलोक महेश्वरम. हमें तो सिर्फ हमारी कॉन्शियसनेस है क्वालिटेटिवली सेम है, बट इट सुप्रीम नहीं है, क्योंकि सुप्रीम सिर्फ हमें अपने शरीर के बारे में होता है. अब आपके शरीर में क्या हो रहा है, आपको कितनी दर्द हो रही है, आपके मन में क्या चल रहा है, दैट आई कैन नॉट टेल, यू ओनली कैन टेल. सो every one of us is conscious of our physical bodies. But here Krishna, the Paramatma, is conscious of all the bodies. That's why he says, Sarva Yonishu Konteya, Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the father of all the 84 lakh living entities, 84 lakh species. So I am the father. So this is the difference between you and me. That is the difference between the supreme consciousness and the individual consciousness. ये अंतर है भगवान की भावना और हमारी भावना. तो हमें अपने भावना को एलिवेट करना है, एनरिच करना है, प्यूरिफाई करना है, कल्टिवेट करना है, उसको कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस में निकल जाना है. तो दिस इज अ मैसेज फॉर टुडे, एंड वी विल हैव ए नेक्स्ट सेशन टुमारो, एंड वी विल हैव चैंटिंग ऑफ हरे कृष्णा. नाउ वृंदावन धाम से हम चैंटिंग कर रहे हैं. वृंदावन में आके जो चैंटिंग करेगा वो कितनी चैंटिंग हो जाएगी? How much chanting?
1000.
How many times?
Multiply by 1000.
Prabhuji,
Multiply by 1000.
So you should come to Vrindavan and gain that 1000 time and go back to your workplace. Come to Vrindavan regularly and Hare Krishna, charge your battery and go back to your workplace and be strengthened. So we'll chant now.
Prabhu, one question, Prabhu.
हाँ बताइए.
You said the sound is due to the way we will be able to pronounce is because of ether, right? Sound is a combination of air and ether both. Is it not?
Actually, this ether is there in the throat. Now, there are 5 elements are there in the body: earth, water, fire, air, and space. So this space is there in the throat. Air is there in different part of the body, and we are speaking through the throat. This communication is happening through the throat, this kantha, and there we use the ether, there we use the space, and we speak. So this is the understanding which Prabhupada ji has given.
प्रभु जी इसका मतलब तो ये हुआ ना कि थ्रोट से जो ईथर से जो है वो वाइब्रेशंस क्रिएट होती हैं,
हाँ, हाँ.
एंड व्हेन दे स्प्रेड इन द एयर दे फॉर्म द साउंड.
More we can discuss. Right now this much I can speak, and more we can I can give you more. I'll read from Prabhupada.
वाइब्रेशन ओनली इन द एयर कैन प्रोड्यूस साउंड.
आकाश होता है, ये खालीपन होता है इसमें.
जो भी हम बोलते हैं उसको हमें प्रभुपाद जी से चेक करना है और फिर हम ऐसे बोल सकते हैं. Spiritual life, spiritual circle, we should quote the acharya. We cannot speak on our own. We'll hear from Prabhupada and we'll let you know what is the genuine thing. Okay? हम chanting करते हैं. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. So we'll chant and hear attentively. 1, 2, 3, start. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, हरे कृष्ण नाम प्रभु की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय, वृंदावन चंद्रोदय मंदिर की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, निताई गौर हरि हरि बोल।
हरे
कृष्णा
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा। कविता उपल जी, आफ्टर लॉन्ग टाइम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, प्रणाम।
दोनों
हरे
सिस्टर्स आप चंडीगढ़ में आ गए हैं कि गुड़गांव में हैं?
माता के दरबार। जय माता दी, जय वैष्णो देवी।
वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस। तो भी आपको वैष्णो देवी के बाद वृंदावन आ जाना है दोनों सिस्टर्स को।
बिल्कुल
हाँ
बिल्कुल।
जी प्रभु जी, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल आएंगे।
वृंदावन।
हरि
बाकी सारों ने अपने वीडियो ऑफ करके रखे हुए हैं। बढ़िया। न्यू डिवोटी हैज जॉइंड सम शशि रेखा जी। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु, दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
वही शशि रेखा जी, फर्स्ट टाइम शी जॉइंड। So read nicely. This Saturday the test will be there of 13th chapter, plus we are finishing 13th chapter, 14th chapter also will come. 13 चैप्टर 14 चैप्टर का दोनों कंबाइंड टेस्ट आएगा कमिंग सैटरडे को। अच्छी तरह
प्रभु जी 35 श्लोक का
बहुत
है।
बड़ा है प्रभु जी,
हाँ, तो इसलिए
वही उसी का कंप्लीट नहीं हो पाता है, वही कवर नहीं हो पाता है
आज से ही पढ़ाई करना शुरू करो।
क्वेश्चंस में।
अभी 4-5 दिन है तो अच्छी पढ़ाई हो जाएगी आपकी। ओके,
प्रभु जी
नहीं
तब
वो
तक
तो
फिर
ठीक
भूल
है
जाएंगे
प्रभु जी, 13 में काफी।
भूलना नहीं, आप सारे इंटेलिजेंट
प्रभु जी 13 का काफी है।
इंटेलिजेंट डिवोटीज यू आर ऑल ऑफ, है ना? रीड नाइसली। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा।